This is gonna be a pretty long video, so be prepared for that and let's get started. Hey, what's up guys, Dhruv here, and as you can see this is the final output and this is the original picture, and I'm gonna show you how to do each and every single thing. And before we start the tutorial, two important things. One, if you want to use any image that I use in this tutorial, the download link is in description, so please check it out. And second thing is that it is not a beginner friendly video. As you can see, there are lots and lots of things going on, because if you are watching this manipulation tutorial, I would expect you to have some kind of basic knowledge with tools. And let's say even if you don't have any basic knowledge, I will still recommend watching this video. Half of the things might go over your head, but you might find some really interesting things that you never knew, and you might want to learn them. And it is always fun to watch other people work in Photoshop. So as you can see here, this is my original photo. Now first of all, as you can see, it's a PNG file, so you don't have to cut out the background. That's one really big relief. Now let's add the background. So I'm gonna go to file and go to place, and here as you can see I have all of my stock. So I'm gonna go and select this building stock and place it. First let's confirm it and put it under my model. Now I'm gonna press Ctrl T again, and let's make it bigger. Here's a tip: hold Alt and Shift and then make it bigger, so you can make it big from all angles. So that's looking pretty good. Confirm it. Now I'm gonna adjust the model. So go select your layer 0, go and put him somewhere around here. I want him in complete center, so do that. And don't worry about this empty space, I will show you how to fill that up. Some of you might already know this. So I'm gonna make him a little bit smaller and put him here. Then go and confirm it, and I'm gonna go and adjust the buildings again. So now the basic composition is ready, and let's fill up this area. So select layer 0, select your lasso tool, polygon lasso, and then I'm gonna go and make a selection around here somewhere, something like this, and then press shift backspace, and I'm gonna use content aware, hit OK, and it will fill up it for you. Then let's press Ctrl D to remove the selection. Okay, entire basic setup is ready. Now let's go and blur the background a little bit so we have some depth of field. For that, activate your background, then press Ctrl J so we have a copy, then right click and select rasterize so we can apply the field blur. So I'm gonna go to filter, blur, and go and select field blur. Now this is a very high resolution image, so just don't go and take the slider to the other angle. It will hang the Photoshop, so careful. So in my numbers, I think 15 was pretty okay. I think it's from the last time I worked on this file. And let's go and try to add some bokeh. So let's go and do some light bokeh to see if we have something. Okay, so somewhere around 40-50%, and in the 23% here looks pretty good. That's way too strong. Let's go and dim the light a little bit. Really nice. Another thing, don't blur it way too much. It might look good for a second, but in end effect it doesn't look good. So realistic is better. So go and hit OK. So if I turn it on and off, as you can see, it really helps to separate subject from the background. Now you know what, I'm gonna make my canvas a little bit bigger. So select your crop tool, and I'm gonna keep the sky entire. So go and confirm it. Pretty good. Now before we do anything on the model, let's finish the work for the background. So I'm gonna go and let's select the move tool. Now I'm gonna go and create a new adjustment layer, and I'm gonna select curves, and I'm gonna make this a tiny bit brighter, nothing else. That's I think enough. Let's turn it on and off. Now what I want to do is make it look like night. Now you might be wondering, why in the world did you make it bright if you wanted to make it look like night? Because I'm gonna have some lighting here, and I want my subject to a sort of silhouette, a bit darker. I'm gonna explain as the tutorial goes. Just roll with it. So I'm gonna go and create a new blank layer. Select my gradient tool, right click, gradient, and in the gradient you have to select this foreground to transparent, hit OK. You know what, I'm gonna make it black. So we have a transparent gradient with black color. Now just like every time, hold your shift key and draw it. Just easy as that. Now once the gradient is done, we have to adjust it. So simply press Ctrl T. Now here's a tip. You know, when you make it big to fade out more, hold your alt key and then make it bigger, so it will expand in both direction and you will have more softer output faster. So let's go and do it. Let's go and make it a little bit more bigger and then do it something like this, confirm it. So if I turn it on and off, the difference it makes is amazing. So let's go and make it a little bit more bigger. Nice. Now let's go and add the stars. So for that, again, go to file, where is it, the place, and here I have this ready-made image, so go and place it, and let's put it here and confirm it. So first of all, let's just directly go and change its blending mode to screen so we can see what the hell is going on. Pretty nice. And now we have to use the same stars here, so don't be a smartass and just make Ctrl J, make a copy and put this one here. It looks like it's just the copy of it. Don't do that. So just press Ctrl T, right click, and this time I'm gonna flip this one horizontal, then I'm gonna flip this one vertical, so they are in kind of different direction, and I'm gonna use this one here. Nice. Now once you are done with both of them, hold your control key and select both of them and then press Ctrl E. So it will look something like this. Chill out. I'm gonna go and keep them stars, simple names, and then go and change this blending mode to screen. Then go to image, adjustment, and where is it, levels. And here I'm gonna use the slider to make them fade a little bit more because I don't want those crazy stars. Hit OK, and since the background is blur, we will also have to blur the stars a little bit. So right click, convert them to smart object, so we can apply blur non-destructively. So go to filter, blur, and Gaussian blur. In the Gaussian blur, try to match it with the background. That's your goal. Numbers don't matter, it's useless, so try to match it with your background. Pretty good. Hit OK, and even if you screw up, it's a smart object, just double click here and change it anytime you want. And you can also decrease the what do you call, opacity, so you can fade them even more if you don't like them too much. So I'm gonna keep it to 100 to see how it looks in final effect. So most of the work for background is done. Now let's go and focus on the model. So activate your model layer, and the big problem we have here right now, as you can see, is this edges. I tried blurring them, that didn't work, and it always looked fake, like we just copy pasted this image. So I found a solution. What I did, go to file and place, and I found this PNG file of rocks, so go and place it. At first it looks hideous, don't worry about it, confirm it. Right click here and select rasterize layer, and grab your damn eraser tool from here and remove this logos. Pretty good, but now we have to cut out the rocks because I don't need any of this grass or foliage. So I'm gonna go and select my pen tool, and if you don't know how to use pen tool, you can go with this polygon or magnetic, but good luck with that. So I'm gonna go and make a quick selection. Please don't judge me. Once your selection is done, simply go and press Ctrl H, so you have selection of the rocks, but we want to delete the outside area, so we have to inverse the selection. Go to select, and where is it, go to inverse and press delete. Press Ctrl D for removing the selection. Now select your move tool and put some rocks here. Press Ctrl T and you have to adjust it so that it looks like they are part of the surface. And as you can see, they blend in real nice. I really like this stock. Props to the uploader. So looking pretty good. Then go and confirm it. Now it's a nightmare to find something other PNG rock file that would match with this one, so we can just simply copy paste this one. So first of all, let's name it rock1, and let's make a copy of it. I'm gonna press Ctrl J, select a move tool, and move this one's here. Ctrl T, right click, and where is it? Flip horizontal, and put this one's here. Go and rotate them a little bit, something like this. Nice. Go and confirm it, and make another copy of it. Press Ctrl J, and put this one here. Ctrl T, right click, flip horizontal, and put this ones here, something like this. Nope, not matching. Go and flip them here. Pretty horrible, right? So now we have to mask them out so they blend in better. So you will have to mask every single rock. So you can use eraser or layer mask, your choice. So I'm gonna go and first of all, this one's fine. Let's turn on this one, activate this one. So as you can see, the legs are coming in the way. So I'm gonna go and apply a layer mask, grab my brush tool. In the brush, I'm gonna go and select the regular round brush, make it smaller. In the color it's black, and let's remove it. Too soft. Let's make the opacity 100, right click, hardness 50% or something. Let's go and try removing it. Pretty good. Now let's go and remove it from here. Now let's go and turn on the last rock layer. So as you can see, this looks pretty stupid here, so I'm gonna go and remove. Oops, forgot to apply layer mask. So go and apply the layer mask and then paint with black color. Pretty simple, right? Not really though. So select all of this rock, hold your control key and select rocks, then press Ctrl G, group them. Keep grouping when your project is this big, so it's easy to manage. Rocks. So this is done. Now we have to group rock and layer 0 both. So hold your control key and select this time, and then press Ctrl G, and this time let's name it model and rocks. So the reason I did this, I'm gonna explain you why. Because we are going to do a lot of adjustment that include model and rocks both. And now we are not going to touch them itself, so there's no point like leaving them open. So grouping is better. Now let's do some adjustments. So for that, go and first of all create a new blank layer, and let's name it painted shadows, and select a brush tool. Color should be black, and in the opacity turn it to somewhere around like 20%. Pretty good. Make your brush bigger, use your bracket keys, so don't waste time. And before you start painting, right click here and select create clipping mask. So now if I paint anything, it will only stay on the model. Pretty easy. So go and paint here manually, then make your brush smaller and paint in certain areas. We have to make it look like almost silhouette, but which is not a silhouette, so you get the idea. So now if I turn it on and off, as you can see, the massive difference it makes. It's all the little hard work that will pay off. So this is pretty good. Now go and create another adjustment layer, and this time I'm going to select curves, and just like this layer, I'm going to go and create a clipping mask. So when we make it dark, it will only affect the model. So go and make it a touch dark, but not too much. So pretty good. Go and close it. Now the next step I'm going to do is completely random. I didn't plan it, I was just playing around and it worked out. So go and create a new adjustment layer and select gradient map. In the gradient map, go here in the colors, and in the color, first of all, instead of this black, go and select a bit tail color, something like this, not that, somewhere around this. Hit OK, and instead of this, I'm gonna go and select an orange color. So our classic orange and teal combination. So keep it somewhere around like this. And then I'm gonna go and first of all, let's hit OK. Okay. Right click and create clipping mask. So it's only on the model. Now go back to your gradient. And here in the middle slider, I'm gonna go and drag it a little bit here, this way. And then this middle one here, a little bit. So as you can see, we have this really nice orange toning here. Then hit OK. Now in the blend mode, go and make it, where is it, difference. So it might look something like this. Then go and change its opacity to 10% or something like that. Now if I turn it on and off, looking pretty good. Go and close it. Now let's go and create the cool stuff, the lighting and all. So the lighting will be under the model, right? So where is the model? Here. So the lighting will be under that. Now here's the tip. When you create a new blank layer, and if you hold your control key, it creates a layer under that. So just save some time. So let's go and name it glow. And in the color, the orange is the glow I want in the color. So let's go and keep it somewhere like this. Then go and make your brush massive, like really big. Right click and make sure hardness is 0%. It's very important. Then paint with 100% opacity. So then go and paint and you will have this really cool glow effect, as you can see. And it will also reveal the mistakes you did in the rocks here. So I think that's good enough. Now go and change its blending mode to color dodge. Pretty good. Now you have to make a copy of it. So go and press Ctrl J, and this time make it the blending mode to screen. So you will have this really cool glow effect going on. Now as you can see, I adjusted the glow a little bit. Now what you can do is go to your image adjustment, and where is it, hue saturation. So as you can see, I selected the glow that has color dodge blend mode, and here you can experiment like how much brightness you need, what kind of hue you are exactly looking for. So you want something green, something purple, you can go with anything. So play around until you get the tone you need, and you can also play with the how much brightness you need, darkness you need. You get the point, right? So I'm gonna go and keep it somewhere around here, then go and hit OK. And same with this glow, you can play around all day. I'm gonna make it slightly bigger, so press Ctrl T, the one with the screen. So I'm gonna go and let's make it slightly bigger. Pretty good. Confirm it, and let's go and bring it on. Nice. So the glow is done, right? Now we have to add the sparkles. So go to file, place, and here is the sparkle image that I downloaded. Place it, then go and confirm it, and as you can see, my sparkle image is under my model but on top of my glow, exactly here. Now go and change its blending mode to screen. So we have this thing here, and now we also have to remove this logo. So right click, just rasterize this one, grab the eraser tool and remove it. Now to remove this fringe, go to image adjustment levels, and then go and remove it. Take it on the right side if you want to remove it, take it on the left if you want to add it. Don't know why you want to add it though. So keep it somewhere around here, hit OK. Now obviously make it smaller, press Ctrl T, make it smaller, and then I'm gonna go and put this one here, something like this. Let's go, make that bigger. Looking pretty good. Confirm it. Now just like the rocks, we're gonna make copies of it and use it to fill up the area. So press Ctrl J, grab the move tool, put this one here, Ctrl T, rotate it completely, something like this. And since they are kind of sparkles, you can also use wrap, so, or wob, however you wanna call it. So I'm gonna select wob, and then I'm gonna go and adjust it a little bit, then go and confirm it. And I also now make another copy, so press Ctrl J, Ctrl T, and adjust it according to your needs. So I'm gonna go and put this one a little bit here like this, go and confirm it. But on this one, I'm gonna grab my eraser tool and I'm gonna remove the sparkles, because then it will look just way too repetitive. So let's go and select all of them. So hold your Control key, this one, all the 3 sparkles, and you know what, also select your glows, and then press Ctrl G and name it. Perfect name. Now select your move tool and you can adjust it all day however you like. So I think this is decent enough. And let me also adjust this rocks here. So now let's go and create some rim lighting on the model. So for that, just like gradient and curves, go and create a new blank layer, right click, create a clipping mask, grab the brush tool, and the same orange color that we use for the background should be fine. Then go and paint on the edges and make sure hardness is 0%. So go and paint the glow. Now as you can see, when I painted, I ignored this part where we will be adding the lava cracks, and also here where we will have the fire in the hands. So I ignored those parts. Then go and change its blending mode to color dodge. So as you can see, we have that really nice rim lighting, but on the sweater it's not looking good enough. So I'm gonna go and paint a little bit more. So as you can see, now if I turn it on and off, that rim lighting fills up the area real good. And now let's go to image, adjustment, hue and saturation, and now you can adjust the saturation and hue exactly the way you want. So I'm gonna increase the saturation a little bit and then adjust the hue so it matches the image properly. Pretty good. Now go and hit OK and change its opacity to somewhere around like 70% or something. Nice. Now let's go and add some lava cracks. So for that, go to file, go to where is it, place, and here I'm gonna go and select this image that I downloaded, go and place it. So as you can see, the original image is fantastic. I'm gonna go and confirm it, press Ctrl T, make it smaller somewhere around here, put it like this. You can decrease the opacity so you can see how much smaller you need to make it. So I'm gonna go and make it a bit more smaller. Let's make the opacity full, and here's a trick. Let's zoom out, right click and select where is the perspective, and then go and make it something like this so it will match the floor properly. Let's go and make it a bit more bigger, something like this. Nice. Now go and confirm it and then go and change the blend mode to screen. You really thought I would change it to screen, didn't you? Actually, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna right click here and then I'm gonna go and select the blending options, and here I'm gonna go and blend it with the background. Didn't see that coming now, did you? So go and do it. I'm gonna go and keep it somewhere around like at this point where we have this really nice cracks and the glow is looking good. uh, Hit OK, then right click and select rasterize layer. You can use the layer mask, okay, but I'm just gonna go and use eraser. The tutorial is getting way too long, so just go and make erase it somewhere from here. Your main target is to blend it with the background. Do anything you can do to do that, okay? So go and pretty nice. Now go and make a copy of it. So I'm gonna press Ctrl J, select this one and put this one's here. Ctrl T, rotate them a little bit so they don't look very repetitive. Use the bottom part a little bit more. Nice. Now go and confirm it and also erase it from the area where his shoes and stuff is. So I'm gonna, oops. Go and select your eraser. Go and remove it, something like this. Also make sure that you don't keep any of this on the rocks, okay, so it gives it more depth and looks like the crack is exactly there. So that's how you create the lava crack. You just use the ready-made images and then blend them. So I'm gonna go and select all of them and let's group them and let's rename the group. Now we can also make the lava glow a little bit. So what you can do, create a new blank layer, grab the brush tool, 100 opacity, soft brush, you know the deal, and pick up a color. Hold your alt key and you can pick up the color from here and then paint on the lava like this. Pretty nice painting we got there. Now go and change its blending mode to color dodge so it will look really bizarre like this. Then go and change the opacity to somewhere around like 10%, and now if I turn it on and off, see, the lava has really nice glow. And here comes the part that a lot of you were looking for, I'm pretty sure, how to create those really cool fire hands. So for that I'm gonna go to file, place, and select the fire image that I downloaded, go and place it, confirm it and change its blending mode to screen. And select the move tool, make it a bit smaller, Ctrl T, make it smaller, and put it exactly on his hand. And let's go and do this. All you have to make sure is that it's not way too big and it covers the entire hand. So go and confirm it. Now for this one I'm gonna use layer mask because I need. Now for this one I'm gonna use layer mask. So go and apply a layer mask first. Now I want it to look like that it comes from his fingers. So we need selection of the fingers. So go here, and where is the model? Here. So on the model you don't have to activate the layer. Just simply hold your control key and click on the model. And you already have selection of the layers. Now go and activate layer mask of your fire, as you can see here. Now we need to remove the outside. So I'm gonna go to select and inverse. So if I zoom out, the outside area is selected. Now we can simply remove the fire. So I'm gonna grab my brush tool. I'm gonna select the black color and then I will remove it from here, something like this. I want it to look like that it comes from there. Nice. Now go to select and where is it? The deselect. And then you can remove this tiny bits from here. Pretty nice. And that's how you create the fire. And as you can see, these edges are way too sharp. So you can double click here on the mask and then apply a little bit of feather. So I'm gonna go and keep it to somewhere around like 2 pixels. Look pretty good. 1 is better. Close it. And the same way I'm gonna use the same image to create another hand. Now let's go and apply some glow to the fire. So I'm gonna go and create a new layer and let's rename it. Now zoom in and make sure you have your brush tool selected and select a color from here, something like this. Now make your brush a tiny bit bigger and do a click here, a click here. Now we need to paint a little bit on his pants, but as you can see when I try to paint it, it also goes outside, which we don't need. So I'm gonna go and make selection of it. So go and control key and click on your model, as you can see here, and make sure you have activated your fire glow. And now when you paint, it will only affect his jeans or pants, cargo, whatever is he wearing. So I'm gonna go and keep it somewhere around here. Pretty good. Now control D to remove the selection and then change its blending mode to screen. So you have this really nice glow, and as you can see it's way too strong, so I'm gonna go and change the opacity somewhere around like 50% or something. Pretty good. Now I'm gonna add some more glow. For that, go and create blank layer. Let's name it fire glow 2. And in the color I'm gonna go and select another bright yellowish color and then paint on the fire a little bit like this. Then again change its blending mode to screen, so you have this really cool effect, and change the opacity to somewhere around like 20%. Looks pretty nice. Yep, pretty cool. Now do you see the problem here? This color of this glow, this spark, and the fire in the hands, they all are same. So we need to separate this fire in the hand. So what I'm gonna do, first of all, group all of this. So the fire starts from here and here. So this is all fire and glow, right? So hold your control key and select all of this and then group them, control G. So let's name it. Okay, so it's easy to manage. We know where the fire is. Now I'm gonna go and create new adjustment layer, and I'm gonna select hue saturation and create a clipping mask. Now I'm not gonna change the hue entirely and make the fire somewhere on like blue or green, some crazy stuff like that. No, I'm gonna keep it close to the color, but I'm gonna make it a bit more brighter. I'm gonna show you how. So as you can see here, now if I turn off the preview, you can see that the color of fire in hand, it's separate. It looks pretty good. Now if I turn on and off the preview, you can see the fire in the hands. Now it looks a lot better and separates from the background. So let's go and play around a little bit more. Okay, so this is the exact color I'm looking for. Then go and close it. Now as you can see, we have this little bit of problem here. So that is just the basic masking. So go here, and in the fire, as you can see, here's the problem. So select your layer mask, black color, and then simply just remove it from the edges so you can blend it a lot better. So this is done, and the same way select this one. So I'm gonna go and erase it from the edges. So now all the problems are gone, and we can simply close the group. So all the difficult hard work is done, and now we can do some color correction so the entire image has a single tone. So for that, I'm gonna go and create new adjustment layer and gonna have a selective color. This will be on top of everything, and it will not be a clipping mask. Okay, so first of all, let's go to the reds, and I'm gonna go and add a little bit of reds. So you can see we have those really nice pumps in the color pop in this lava here, the sparks and everywhere. So the red is good. Now go and change it to neutrals. In the neutrals, I'm gonna go and add a little bit of contrast. So go and I'm gonna add 6, looks pretty good. And then here comes the blacks, and then remove it somewhere around like 7 looks good. Close it. So now if I turn it on and off, you see the way it gives it overall tone and blends the image so nicely. After that, go and create another adjustment layer, and this time I'm gonna go and select gradient. In the gradient, in color will be completely black here, and as you can see, my gradient is foreground to transparent, but I'm selecting the color black. So go and keep both of them black, hit OK. In the style, I'm gonna go and keep it radial, make it reverse so it's on the outside, and increase the scaling somewhere around like 300 should be good. Keep it somewhere around here. Let's try 350. Nice. Go and hit OK, and then change its blending mode to, where is it, the soft light. After that, go and create the final adjustment layer and select brightness contrast and add a little bit of contrast in the image. Not too much, somewhere around like 10% should be good. Then go and close it. Now as you can see, this glow on the cargo jeans doesn't look that good. It needs some opacity reduction. So go and find your fire right here, as you can see, and here is the glow. So I'm gonna go and reduce this opacity a little bit even more so it blends nicely, and that's it. This is your final effect, and now you can do further color correction, something like go and create adjustment layer, go to, let's try this time curves, and you can go to blues and add a touch of blues, and then bring the yellows. The standard vintage effect works here because we have yellow here, and you can add a little bit of blue in this blacks. So works nice, and let's add some contrast. So you can also go for this a little bit more darker look. It's completely up to you. Now you can experiment all day long. So this is how I created this output, and it took me entire day from morning to night, finding stocks, creating the composition and adjusting it all day, and wasting some time on 9gag. So that's how I did it, and it's 1 a.m. in the night and I'm recording for more than an hour. So I genuinely hope that you learned something and you found this video helpful. So if you did, hit that like button, and if you have any kind of questions, you should definitely have questions after watching this long and confusing tutorial. So for the questions, ask me in comment section below. If you want to check out more tutorials by me, you can click on any of these boxes, and you can also subscribe to my channel, so every time I upload a new video you will get the update. Plus, when you click on that subscribe button, it will take you to my YouTube channel, where I have tons of Photoshop tutorials just waiting for you. So till then, goodbye, take care, and have some fun with Photoshop.